Tell us about your One Drop movement.
Thank you. One Drop was really born back in 2002 when I didn't have a clue about business and I was thirsty for all the knowledge that I could get. And I remember we had Business Link back in those days, and I went to this Business Link presentation and I remember seeing on the screen this quote, and it said, "Individually we're one drop, together we're the ocean." And it really made an impact on me. It wasn't, they didn't spend any time on it at all. It was just on the screen. And it made such that obviously hit a core value for me. And I went home and I thought, well, what does it mean to be a one drop? What does that actually mean? If I could be one, what would it look like? And I started really thinking about it. I thought, right, okay, I'm going to make a commitment to be the biggest ripple maker that I can be in the lives of the people I'm serving. If that's all my brand stands for, then that's what I'm going to do. And so every morning I wake up and I just have a meditation that I do, and it's not a serious thing, but I was just doing it for me. You know, okay, guide me to be the biggest ripple maker that I can be today. And I just did that unconsciously, unknowingly. It just became a thing. I never told anyone about it. I didn't mention it. I thought it was nuts. I thought people would think I was crazy if I told them. So I just have done it. And then 2 years ago, I was invited to be on a documentary. So I'm in San Diego and we've finished the filming. We've wrapped up the filming for the documentary and I'm about to get a lift to LAX airport to fly home. And my friend that was dropping me at the airport, who was also on the documentary, she said to me, "Oh, Sammy, I know you love crystals. I've got to take you to this store." So we go and look in this crystal store. And as I'm looking around, I turn around and I see this pendant hanging. And I went, "Oh, that's One Drop." And Lynn says to me, what's One Drop? And I said, well, and I told her the story of it. And she went, "Oh my God, that's amazing. You've got to buy it." So I buy this One Drop. Well, wherever I go, people start asking me, "What's that around your neck? That's amazing." Like, you know, when it catches the light, I don't know if you can see there, when it catches the light, it really like just lights up the chest area. And like people kept asking me and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to start selling these," and making a joke of it. Anyway, they said, "No, seriously, when you find them, let me know." Well, I ended up with over 500 names on this list of people that wanted to be part of One Drop. And I thought, I think I've got something here. I think, you know, there's people that want to collaborate instead of compete. They've got the same values as me. And so I looked everywhere to try. I went back to the store and I said, "Where can I get more of these?" They didn't even have a recollection of it ever being in the store. I've got it on the credit card statement, but in their store, it didn't exist. I thought, well, how am I going to make these? I had 18 different gem experts go and try and source them for me. Couldn't source them. They couldn't get it anywhere. So, and my last resort, I thought, I'm going to phone my mum because we've got a glass fusing and craft centre out in France. I'm going to phone her and see if she can make this for me. So I phoned my mum, said, "Mum, I've got to create 1 million of these." And she just laughed at me. She went, "What?" I said, "I've got to make 1 million of them. I want to see 1 million One Droppreneurs wearing this as a symbol of unity, a symbol of bonding, community and collaboration over competition." Imagine what a world we live in, how empowered and liberated this world would be if entrepreneurs joined forces instead of competing against one another. And she said, "Well, Sammy, if anyone can do it, it's you." So she said, "All right, we'll try and create it." So for 11 months last year, literally the whole of last year, we were firing every day. We were trying different types of glass. We were bubble squeezing. We were doing different things. And by November, she'd cracked it. And so I gave some to our Brand Builders Club members and said, "Wear them, stress test them, wear them swimming. I want you to wear them in the shower. Don't take them off. I want to know that they're robust before I talk about it." So all of this was happening silently. And my members in Brand Builders Club knew what I was doing. And I saw a couple of our members who were wearing them. They hugged to say goodbye at one of our meetings. And this is when it really did it for me. You know, when people say heart to heart, well, I heard them say drop to drop. Oh. And that's when I realized, wow, imagine, like, I saw people talking to one another. "Oh my God, you're part of One Drop," just because they were wearing the pendant. They didn't even know each other. "You're part of One Drop. What do you do?" They automatically, there was no barrier. The ego was gone. All of the stuff that you find at meetings that's ugly about business was gone. And I thought, wow, imagine if we could do that. And then I had people buying them for their kids and saying, "I want my kid to be a kid droppreneur. And I want to give this to my mum. I want my mum to be a mum droppreneur." And I was like, oh my goodness, this is way bigger. And then I was at the event a few weeks ago where I was talking in Brighton, and one of the people in the audience said, I need to get one of those one drops. And I'd only mentioned it. So I gave him, he bought one of these one drops, and he was taking it to his wife, and he sent me this note of what he'd written to his wife to say, thank you for being the ripple maker for me. And I was in tears on the train reading this. And Greg's like, what's going on? And all the people on the train are looking at me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so gorgeous. Look at this text, it's amazing. And he said, Sammy, you don't know how powerful this is. People actually being grateful to others for the drop that they've made in their universe. And so that's the mission I'm on, you know, forget all the business stuff. It's amazing. But to me, I want to see as many people collaborating as possible